Thank you for tuning in for WorldOregon's virtual Cook Alongside Me program, Taste of the World, a program that features international exchange program alumni who we hosted here in Oregon, reconnecting them with our community through food. Our international visitor team is excited to share these recordings that walk through how to make a variety of dishes from across the globe. This particular video is featuring a Pakistani dish called Chicken Karahi. We were joined by Madeeha Shahid, the founder of IVLP, Bespoke Yoga Solutions, a yoga community brought together during the pandemic in guided meditation to promote health and wellness in the community. In our virtual citizen diplomacy map, linked in the description below, you can learn more about Maddie and her experience when visiting us in Oregon back in 2017 on the International Visitor Leadership Program. To follow along this video with a full recipe for chicken karahi, please see the appropriate link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy the program.
I'm very grateful for each one of you to be around there and cook with me. I think nothing more hearty and nothing more beautiful than cooking together. So thank you, WorldOregon, for the opportunity also. My name is Madeeha. You can also refer to me as Maddie. I have a son, he's about 8 years old. I'm from Islamabad, Pakistan. And my experience in Portland was, I think, one of the finest experiences. It has stayed with me, and when this invitation came, I could literally just be, if COVID wasn't that bad, I would have taken a flight there and done a cooking class. So let's get started, if you're all ready. So we'll just start the burner. Just keep it on low, medium heat. Just put about 3-4 tablespoons of oil. And also what I did was that I took fresh garlic and ginger, and then I made a paste out of it. So it's a teaspoon each, but according to your palate, you could see if you want less or more garlic and ginger paste. So I'm just chucking that in. Just give it a stir. And also we have cumin seeds that we will be using in some time during the course of cooking this. But just take some of these cumin seeds in your palm, just like that, just a pinch perhaps, and just squeeze that between your palms like this. So what this does is that it breaks the seeds, and a beautiful aroma and flavor will be built. So just some more stirring. We just want our garlic and ginger paste to be lightly brown, not too dark. Now we'll take our chicken and we'll pour that in the utensil. Just take your chicken, put it in your pot. So just give it a stir. You can increase the heat to medium high. We need to fry and give our chicken light brown or golden brown color. So let it just sit in the pot and let it get brown. We'll keep stirring. You just need to fry the chicken a bit. And I'll also let you all know why did I choose chicken karahi. So chicken karahi, it's one of those meals that you could have, I think 24/7 and 366 days in a year. That's what this dish means to us. It is essentially very spicy, um, but again, you can play with the heat. You can change the flavors of the spice from black pepper to red whole pepper, brown pepper, chili flakes, green chilies, whatever taste either of us has, we could always take down the heat and flavor of chicken karahi. And it's also, in a way, like a festive and a luxury dish. So I remember when we were growing up, it used to be not an everyday meal. It was like once in a week kind of happy festive dinner or lunch that my mother would make, where chicken karahi um, was the dish. So even now, when guests come or when we go to restaurants, I think all Pakistanis, we definitely do order chicken karahi. Okay, so now I'm going to put salt. Once you see some color on chicken, just put in salt. Now it's up to you if you want to put the red chili, the black pepper, either whole pepper, black pepper, or uh, ground. So I'm going to use the ground chili pepper. So give it a stir. So I'm also going to take two green chilies. What I need all of you to do is to make a slit across the green chili in the center, just like that. So it's gonna be like this. So we have cut the top part and made a slit across the chili. So you can do that with two whole green chili peppers. Okay, just take the heat to medium. We will now take the tomatoes and cut them in four halves. So one tomato in four parts. So like this. Yeah. Okay. So let's take about four tomatoes. You can, if you want more, you can take more. But let's keep at least 3-4 tomatoes and cut them in pieces. Just make sure you're stirring your chicken. And it's looking like this, okay? Okay. So now let's take all your tomatoes and put them in the pot in the chicken. Take the chilies also as is and put them in the pot. Now we'll put garam masala. Some more cumin seeds. Just crush them again, just between your palms for that beautiful aroma. Just sprinkle. So this is how it looks. So let's just stir it for about 3-5 minutes. In the meantime, we just take the ginger and either julienne it or whatever way you're comfortable, just cut them in long strips, in thinly fine strips. We'll of course garnish chicken karahi with ginger, freshly cut ginger also, but we just want the flavor and the smell while it goes for, while we cover it. So it's called dum. When we cover the chicken and let it simmer in its own juices, then we put in some water also with tomatoes that are in there. It's called dum. So I'm just putting now, so this is how it looks, the ginger. So now we just take about 1 glass, which is about 150 ml. Just see how much water would you need for your chicken to cook. So I'm going to take about 150 ml of water. Just pour it around the pot. Give it one final stir before we cover it. And suddenly you will feel when you put in water, it goes all quiet for a few moments, you know. So I'll just cover it now. You can put the heat on towards more on the lower side because we were cooking it at a high speed of flame, but now we just let it be on the between low medium, you know. We let the tomatoes and all those spices come together, let the chicken get cooked, you know. We'll keep checking though, you know. We'll actually chop down green chilies and ginger, unless you already have them, for garnishing. This is what I was doing. Just cutting my chili, you know, for the final garnish.
Well, while we're waiting for the next step, I just wanted to mention, I know earlier in the program we mentioned that Maddie came on the International Visitor Leadership Program. And I just, Maddie, wanted to make sure you saw that your State Department program officer has joined us. And thank you, Carlos Aranaja, for joining us. And it's fun to connect all program partners in this way tonight. You want to say a quick hello, you're welcome to.
Sure. Hi, Madeeha.
Hello, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Are you using white meat or dark meat of the chicken?
White meat.
So it's a breast cut up.
Yes.
Okay.
So so what I did was like I took like a whole chicken and then made it into small pieces.
What's the difference between garam masala and curry powder?
Okay, so garam masala is all these spices. Curry is of the leaves only. I don't know, let me just see if I can show you whole garam masala. So one is curry, curry pata, curry leaves. And then in Pakistan, I'll show you, a lot of people use these. I mean, if we have to cook something quickly, so we'll use already available spice masala. You know, like this one is Karahi gosht, but it's for red meat. And then chicken jalfrezi, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So these masalas are already available. So yeah, garam masala is all these spices that you can use whole also. Or you can have it purchased, I think like Vanessa did.
Sounds good.
Yes. Are you cooking or not? Because you're a big foodie and a good chef yourself.
I'm getting ready for bed, but
All right, okay. And it's 7:30 in the morning here, you know. Yes.
Very early.
Yes.
Your family is going to think what a great breakfast you're fixing.
Absolutely. I think my mom will have it. My dad has gone for golf.
I don't think you have this dish for breakfast very often, do you?
No, you got that right.
So Madeeha, is this a dish that you cook all throughout the year? Is it something?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, all throughout the year. It's considered a luxury dish, but as much as a luxury, it's a very festive dish. You have it made of chicken, lamb, mutton, you know. So yes, and it's a very hearty dish actually. I have like really undertoned the flavors here. Had it been my mom or my aunt, even my dad for that matter, you know. So they'll be cooking it at high flame with so many spices and, you know, a lot of oil in it, butter even, you know. So, but it's a beautiful, beautiful dish, you know. And it also gives a lot of respect if a guest comes and you have this cooked also, you know. So that's a subtle way of saying that we like having you over and, you know, you could stay here. So we just stir and check. So now you will see there will be, of course, the chicken juices, the chicken's own water, the tomatoes. So there will be a bit of water in it. Like a curry, you know, like a bit of syrup. So we'll give it 5-7 minutes more.
So Madeeha, when after it's cooked, and what would you normally serve this with, or are there some things you can tell us about presentation as we're waiting for the dish to cook?
Absolutely. So we usually have it with naan, tandoori naan or roti. So it's more like, not more like, but like this pita bread.
Naan is wonderful.
So yes, naan. So we have it with naan. In naan also there's so many kinds and types of naan, you know. So you could have some butter on the naan. So eat it with naan or roti, home cooked roti, shawarma bread, pita bread. You can always have it with rice also. But I think the joy that you get, with us especially, is that we eat with our hands and with that roti. So the chicken karahi portion, and it goes straight in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So that essence, it's amazing. But there are times when we go to restaurants, we have our fork and, we do it in all the queen, king, princely manner also. So it's entirely up to you. If you're a rice person, please have it with rice, roti, pita bread, shawarma bread. Yes. And like the tacos bread we have, so the corn bread or roti, you could just make, Please keep stirring and keep an eye on your chicken karahi. So the chicken is getting tender. So we let it cook more.
Madeeha, I would love to hear a little bit more about your memories from your time on your IVLP program and your trip to Portland. Do you have memories that stand out about your time in our community? From an appointment to a favorite restaurant or something you got to experience with the group while you were traveling here?
Absolutely. I think especially the people, so relatable, and I think the conversations were so relatable and connected. They were so connected. So it didn't really seem that people from Oregon couldn't understand us or me for that matter. It was a beautiful conversation at the same intellectual wavelength. So our visit to the university was amazing. The way the University of Portland is, it's such a multi-purpose built university. And the professors we came across were young and smart and so intelligent, and the kind of respect given was amazing. There was no rushing through the meetings. They gave us good, sweet time, in explaining to us about different education matters and policies. And then Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think that should kind of be, especially for millennials, like one of the wonders or something, It's amazing. This is the beauty. When things like these are made for their citizens, and it really baffles me in a very, in a good way, So that was amazing, the whole tour, the trip, and I think I still have, of course I do have the pictures, but it's at Long Live Rock. But the whole idea of long live, it resonates with Asians, with Americans, with the British. To be honest, with the entire globe. So yes, and many other, of course. All our days were really beautifully curated and good memories, honestly, of the people and the places, and the passion that people of Oregon have is ultra inspiring.
That's great. And you said you're still in touch with quite a few people that you traveled with on the program?
Absolutely, made actually very good friends. One of our group where I had 4 other women with me. So it's called Ladies IVLP Club, But then there's a another group where a lot of our seniors, I think from the very initial years of IVLP. So recently I was in a training of World Bank and Village Capital. So there, of course, people had come from all across the country. So there, when I mentioned I will be at IVLP, So somebody said, oh, I'm also an IVLP alumni, and let me add you in this group, And so, it's like pretty connected and all. So absolutely in touch, yes. Good people, very glad. I think IVLP, this is the significance and beauty fit that you stay connected. And the time that you spend in another country, especially like USA, I think connections you make or friendships you make, they last, because of the nature of engagements there. And another country, 3 weeks, you're traveling, and the impressions that we have of America, and then we go there, I'm like, oh, this is so us, why are they all fighting, So yes. Please keep stirring and checking on your dish.
So how much longer about does it have to cook now?
So if you see the water has more or less gone, and you start seeing the oil that will start coming around the chicken, So once this happens, I think another 5-7 minutes. So we'll just take off the lid, take it on high flame. We just want to make sure that the oil starts coming out and the chicken is tender. If you feel your chicken is not cooked even now, just put more water and then start stirring it. I wouldn't, because mine looks pretty okay now. And just see if your tomatoes they should be all cooked, They should be part of the gravy. And also the ambassadors we have in Pakistan, the few that I have came across are such amazing people, I think, with great taste in food, music. They're always coming up with amazing, very meaningful initiatives, Not just the grants and all, but very meaningful, promising projects. So which is very amazing. And this remain very connected with our community, It's amazing, really. So high flame, just keep stirring. You will see a glaze around the chicken, which is the oil. Just check the taste also. Okay, another thing that, if it's up to you, depends again on your flavor. So towards the end, you can also have some lime or lemon juice, So it entirely depends on your taste. Although tomatoes give that kind of sourness too, but if you want lemon or lime, you could always squeeze half portion of that too. So this is how it looks, a bit on the darker side, reddish. Okay. You can come say hello. So we'll cut green chilies, fresh ginger, just for the garnish, And then coriander leaves, we just toss around. So I've also put the bread with sesame seeds on it, with chicken karahi.
Madeeha, I'm kind of curious because so much of what you're making, I mean, I think that when we look at food, borders begin to be a little ridiculous. I mean, you look at some of the food in the Middle East, and you'll have certain recipes in Israel and Turkey and Lebanon, and there seem to be a lot of shared food between Pakistan and India. Are there some unique things to Pakistani cuisine that you could share with us?
Yes. So I think biryani would be one. Then makai ki roti, which is cornbread and saag. I think you must all try the saag and makai ki roti.
And
So
saag
of course,
is
there are local. No, it's not spinach. Saag would be. I think you'll have to look for the name of saag. What's saag? Tim is asking. Then all these desserts that we have, like I said, gajar ka halwa, carrot halwa. Saag is not spinach. So, no, it's not. I mean, if it is, okay, but it's not. You can still
is it green? Green?
No, it is definitely green. I'm just skipping. Let me wait one second. So, but yes, there are many. Then within Pakistan also, amongst all these provinces, you have your local indigenous dishes. So in North, you'll have these dumplings, very unique dumplings, and soups. Then in Punjab, you have all these very heavy, oily, yummy, hearty dishes, like these chicken karahis, not just chicken, but lamb. Then in KPK, the Peshawar side, there's whole lamb, and there's rice cooked in it, and it's barbecued in a pit, Then in Sindh, it is Sindhi biryani again. I mean, there's so many dishes, even within a region in Pakistan. So, I mean, my father was in army, so we have traveled across Pakistan. So the dishes, I mean, there's so many signature and unique dishes, and I think with food, in spite of the versions they have, but the kind of uniqueness a dish has to its region, that too is big in number,